ready?
Yep.
Ready.
All right, people. Let's see. We should be live, right? Hello, everybody here. Yep, there we are. We're live. So, Friday, I skipped last week. I was moving, so that wasn't I just wasn't feeling it. And I think we did the week before, didn't we? Or did we skip that one?
Nope, we did the week before.
Yeah, the weeks are all running together. So we're currently in mad dash mode. This is why you don't do events, because it's a freaking waste of time. So, but anyway, we're going to BMW Invasion, and we're taking everything, and it's gonna be something. We'll get everything there, and the issue is we have to. Mike and I have to get the cars down there tonight, and then we don't want to take all our stuff and just leave it in the parking lot. So we need to bring it down there in the morning, but the show starts at 10. So we got to get a 24-foot U-Haul in and out, or 20-foot U-Haul in and out of there, unloaded into our other trailer, and then ready and set up and prepared for for us to to sell stuff for people that are at the coming to the event, and they're expecting like 3,000 people or something like that. So anyway, come see us, BMW Invasion, and it's on International Drive at I think it's called Desertland or something like that. Just go at BMW Invasion on Instagram or BMW Invasion. Just Google their website, and you can come. You don't have to be a part of the show. You can just come and hang out, come shake my hand, and buy some stuff, get entered into the giveaway, and we'll I think we'll have a fun time. So it's from 10 to 5, and yeah, we've been planning for this for a while, but then when we actually have to do it, it's not fun.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a ton of orders and then stopping to do this. So
yeah.
If your order ships a day or two late, now you know why.
Yeah,
it's part of it. So you answered Chris G80M3's question. He said, "Is Matt going to BMW Invasion?" Yes, he is. We'll be there tomorrow.
Yep.
All day. Let's see here. Oh, Bill Pear, I think you'll appreciate this, says he really enjoys the TV mounted above the fireplace in your new house. He wants to know, is it TCL? Vizio?
You're right. It's a Samsung, but like an entry. It's like an $800 82-inch. I didn't even know that was possible. That's so bad. So just terrible. So, and they left it for me. Just what I always wanted, an $800 82-inch display. So yeah, we're pulling that down, and my 77 OLED is going up there, and then I bought the 83 Sony, which is in the room behind there, which is, we're calling it now the A room and the B room, the A team and the B team, first string, second string. Michelle pretends like she's getting all the hand-me-downs in that room. So. But we're going to frame it out so that it looks flush. I actually bought two really large and tall and wide, like, I don't know what you call them, vestibules or like closets to go on the sides to, like big Restoration Hardware thingies. And so those will go on the left and right, and then we'll have the mantle mount thingy with the Sennheiser Ambio. I'm going to make it look good. I just don't want to rip it out. It's, I don't do things for resale value. I'm doing this one for me because I don't want to deal with the dust and dirt. I want to just live in some cleanliness for a couple of years because we've been under construction since last February, and I just don't want to do that. So, like the garage, we can just bolt everything in, just put everything in place. We're not going to do any major modifications. The same thing with the house. We bought a few more pieces of furniture because this is a much bigger house. We'll have to buy some things, some artwork to put on the walls, just some simple stuff, some light fixtures, but much, much simpler project. I'm not ripping apart the kitchen. I'm not doing like custom stuff. We will build the outdoor kitchen, but we'll do that later. I'm doing the closets, but mainly just think of it like modifying a car. I'm not doing any engine work. We're just doing some bolt-ons, which are pretty simple.
There you go. Well, Brandon in the chat said he had some advice for you. Floor-to-ceiling plastic sheeting to keep the drywall dust down and rip that sucker out.
Yeah, that could be done, I guess. Yeah, you're listening to my better judgment. But I'm going to take some heat for all the trash I've been talking all these years about a freaking TV that's 9 feet in the air. I mean, literally, the top of the TV is at 9 feet. The bottom is at like 5.5 or 6 feet, something like that. It's like, why would anybody want that? It's so stupid. For a fireplace you're never going to use. It's so stupid. Oh, no, man, we use it like once a week. Well, put the fireplace in the corner, like over there. Why does it have to be in the middle of the room? It's freaking stupid.
Couple quick home questions then while we're on that. So let's see. From Nico Naruto on Instagram, will Matt do a launch control video with the GT3 RS in the HOA parking lot as part of the exit interview for his car?
Yeah, I can't. The car's gone. Leaves at sometime tonight.
All right, and you'll be happy to see this here in the chat, actually. The user, where is he? There he is, or she. Harbor Hills HOA. Says, hey, Maddie, sorry to see you go. I thought we really got along great. Don't forget to ask your new HOA for approval instead of forgiveness. Good advice there. That's pretty good.
That's cool. That's funny.
Let's see. Dan Pfeiffer, Minnesota. He didn't say how cold it is, but I bet it's cold up there. It's 70 degrees here in Florida today, for any of you wondering. Is Matt going to be competing in the Rev battle at BMW Invasion?
I will not be. Yeah, no.
All right, Tinkering with Twins says, hey, Matt, would you recommend the Flex PXE 80 or the Rupes Hybrid Nano for someone who does maybe 3 or 4 polishes a year? I have to get some M3 entries.
Mm-hmm. I don't love the PXE 80. I mean, I use it occasionally. So I think the hierarchy is LHR 15 Mark III. You do that. That's number 1. Number 2 would be the 3-inch XFE 12, which is the 3-inch flex, the corded. Number 4 is the nano long neck. Then number 5 would be the XFE. What is it? XFE 15. Yeah, the 15, which is the cordless flex 5-inch. Then the PXE 80, and then like a pneumatic if you had that thing, or then a short neck. So those would be the sort of the 6 machines that I use, 7 machines I use, actually 8. Yeah. LHR 15 Mark III, then the 5-inch flex, or wait, I got this wrong. 5-inch Rupes, 3-inch flex, corded or electric, Rupes Nano long neck, then the 5-inch flex cordless, then the 3-inch and 3-inch/1-inch flex cordless PXE 80, then the Nano short neck, then pneumatics like the LTA, and I would only get the LTA 120 or LTA 125, I think it is, the 5-inch, the 5-inch LTA triple action, but you don't want the triple action in the 3-inch. You want the LHR 15 pneumatic. So those would be the machines. Those are the machines that I use.
All right, let's see here. Eric wants to know, when are we expecting the Ego Stubby to be shipped? We are expecting hopefully to receive them in mid-March is what we were told the latest is there.
Yeah, welcome to our world of disaster.
Let's see. Randy says he just accepted some cookies, so good for you, Randy. Hopefully your computer survives that.
Do we find out that those people use their gift cards?
I'll check here in just a second. I forgot about that. All right, let's see. Hey, Matt, do you have a solution for water spots on vinyl windows?
Vinyl. That's a good question. I mean, because you want to be careful. Usually water spots you want to remove chemically. I would probably try some distilled white vinegar. So I don't think that would damage the vinyl. It's so tricky. You don't want to damage the vinyl. But maybe someone can chime in here. I mean, I don't think you'd want to use something like a magic eraser or something. You'll probably cause more harm than good. But I would first try white distilled vinegar. After that, I'm not sure what I would do.
Jeffrey Robert wants to know, could I use Jescar PowerLock Plus under a spray ceramic wax like Griot's?
It probably won't play well. I found that the Jescar Culinite combo with silicon dioxide does not work very well together. That's where you need a spray wax. But the only way to find out is to try. And a lot of times what happens with that, with like polymer sealants or with carnubas or waxes, and then silicon dioxide spray sealants or drying aids, is that it works for a little while, but then it kind of gets gummed up. So you could just try it, but I doubt it will work well.
Northern Lights wants to know, does OG have any upcoming job postings? We still have one opening, right, in tech support, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, that hadn't been filled yet, Northern Lights, so if you're interested, check out the careers page. Wordy73, hey, Matt, what solutions are you looking at for under-cabinet lighting we have that in the store.
Yeah, there's another thing too. I'm going to add to that. So the whatever they're called, the Obsessed Garage under cabinet lightings, which are from, I forget the brand, but we have it in the store. We have it in stock. We stock it in 3500, I think, and 5K. You know, for the garage, you'd want 5K. 3500 for the kitchen, but they're called, it's like Max Light or something like that. We're just calling it Obsessed Garage under cabinet lighting. It's freaking awesome. Really, really, using in kitchen, using in the garage. The other thing I'm going to be working on is Hayfala has a line called Look. So their line I'm going to be doing at some point here, digging into figuring that out as well for closet lighting and then kitchen accent lighting.
TJB wants to know, hey Matt, why did you remove the tools from the tool grids during the move?
Well, the tool grid won't come out of the drawers. Plus, some of those drawers weigh like 200 pounds. So the tool grid has to like angle into the drawer. So I mean, when you cut them nice and tight, you can't do that. And then trying to carry, I mean, some of that's like I said, some of the stuff are a couple hundred pounds. So you can't angle it out of the drawer with the tools on. You can barely get it out of the drawer with the tool grid in it if you put it in there correctly. So that's why.
Let's see here. Matt in the chat from the UK says, "What's the new product?" And Mark Winning on Facebook asked about this. They want to know, is there any more hints about this new product?
I was asking you guys, what do you think it is?
Yeah, there's a picture of it.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah,
telling you, we're going to change the game.
No more details yet, Matt, in the chat.
Yeah, we'll play this. I hate playing this game, but we'll play it a little bit. Yeah.
All right, let's see our friend out west there. Where's he, Colorado? Chris Kim? Somewhere out there? Pulled the trigger.
Yeah, he's in Utah. Salt Lake.
He said he pulled the trigger on the EAG E39 M5. Gently brought up a possible car purchase with Mina. 10-minute diatribe ensues. Me looking at Mina with side eyes. So I guess he didn't get it, or he did get it? I'm confused.
Let's see. Yeah, he said he bought it.
Yeah, gently brought up a possible car purchase.
Yeah, he's just saying how. Yeah. How that conversation goes.
Gotcha.
I don't even have that conversation anymore. It's just a business expense.
Yeah, Chris, you're in the wrong business. You got to get out of that business. Let's see here. We have a question from Xavier. Back to the house real quick. Hey, Matt, what are the cast iron pans that you have?
There's just some Amazon junk. They're not good. I wouldn't suggest them.
Sorry, Xavier. Brian Power wants to know, he says, hey, Matt, I have a new MacBook Pro M1 looking to do a desktop docking station.
Yep.
I was wondering what your current setup is.
So I don't think there is a current dock that you would like the Henge dock, which is now called Bridge, I think, the Bridge dock. But I mean, they're always way behind me on my laptop purchases. So by the time they get one made, I'm on to the next laptop that doesn't fit anymore. So what I do is I buy the Rain Design M stand. I think it's a horizontal stand, which technically it says it doesn't fit, but it does. You just have to kind of play with doing a couple of different grommets. That they provide you like these little pads for the different thicknesses of laptops, and you just have to use like one of the, like a MacBook Pro 2013 and a 2015 and one on either side, and you just kind of test fit it and make it fit. So that's how my laptop stands up on its end horizontally. And then the what is it called? OAW, ONW. Crap, what is that darn thing I bought? It's one of those like goofy computer, like PC companies that makes a Thunderbolt dock. Crap, what is it called? I don't remember.
Somebody in the chat will tell us here, maybe.
Oh, it starts with an O. It's like OAW or something like that. They make a bunch of different dongles and things like that, and different accessories for. I think they make RAM and things like that. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know what it's called, but so I'm running Thunderbolt 3, and it has like a 95 watt charge output. So I run one Thunderbolt, just a single Thunderbolt to the display, and then I have the two displays, the two LGs, the OWC, yeah. So the two. I'm not sure if it works yet because I just got it yesterday or just got it the other day, and I ran all the wires, but I haven't plugged everything in yet. And so I have the two Thunderbolts coming from my two 5K LG displays, and then I have the Thunderbolt coming from the Universal Audio, and then the single Thunderbolt connection to the MacBook. It's really the only dock that has 4. I needed 4 Thunderbolt 3 connections. And then it also has an SD card slot on it too, which I'll use. And then it has an Ethernet connection as well, which I don't think I'll use, but we'll see.
All right, let's see here. First from Puerto Rico, going back to the cleaning the spots on vinyl. I've used distilled white vinegar with a tablespoon of baking soda. So that might help.
Yeah.
Brad Hone up there in Spokane, Washington. Email obsessgarage for my email to plan the Pac Northwest OG meetup/dinner. Let's do this. Looking forward to meeting you all as well as Maddie and Mike. Is there a date? I think you guys had a date for that.
Yeah, March 10th was when we're going to do the giveaway pressure washing system.
So the 12th?
March 10th. So on the 12th, there's a Facebook group post or a Facebook event. You can hit up the guys support at obsessgarage.com. They can send you the link if you need it. But we're just going to do some sort of meetup in somewhere. I'm not sure yet.
So there you go. If you're up that way, Saturday, March the 12th.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon, evening.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Ashley from London says, everyday car. Hey guys from London, everyday car and doing 85,000 miles per year. What is the best quarterly maintenance advice?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be sure to coat the car, and I'd do CSL, G-Technic CSL XO, and I would probably, you'd probably have to recoat it once a year, and so quarterly, I'd probably just hit it with some iron remover, but even then, I don't think Europe has a huge iron problem with iron embedding. If you did, then you'd know because it would turn purple, but otherwise I really wouldn't mess with it. If you find that the coating is starting to fail or getting kind of crunchy because of how much, mud and grime you're driving through, maybe do it, once every 9 months or so. But I don't think you really need to do a whole heck of a lot quarterly other than, maybe pull the wheels off and once every, 3, 4, 5 months and just kind of give the calipers and, suspension a nice cleaning. And, I know that, the guys in Europe complain about their dirt is dirtier than our dirt, so I would work a little bit harder at it. But, if you coat the car and you coat all the surfaces, you really shouldn't have to do, I don't think quarterly, even doing high mileage like that. I would think that, maybe every 6 months.
KMD 2019 wants to know, hey Matt, have there been any new detailing products that have been pressed to you recently?
No, I haven't really been doing a whole heck of a lot of detailing. What did I do? I did the Interlagos car. I'm going to do a light polishing to the Le Mans car, and then there's a product line from, where's it from? Sweden. Mm-hmm. That's coming in that looks interesting to me. Obviously the bike stuff. It's so funny. Some people get so mad about the bike package. The package is $250. I thought that was cheap. Like, I can't believe how crazy it is. I mean, I'm washing a $12,000 bike. It's like a $300 chain on the thing, and people are worried about the $250. And by the way, that $250 that package would last for probably 2 years. I thought they were going to tell me it was going to be $500 or $600 because it has a coating in there too. But the G-Technic bike stuff is pretty cool. I don't know if it's transcendent, but it's pretty cool. I like it. I like that they've kind of solved that problem for me. So check that out. If you have, if you have a Huffy, then you probably don't want to buy the stuff. But if you're riding or Orbea or Specialized or Trek or Giant or something like that, you have road bikes or mountain bikes, and you have some decent stuff, you spend a couple $100 and get it. And what's going to happen is even the $250, we don't need all the things that come with it. So really, what you need are probably 3 or 4 of the items that they provide, which is probably $80 or something, $100. Right now, it's not. I had to bring in that kit because I thought it was cool and it's a good foray into bicycle care, which I'm not going to get obsessed with, but I do want something better than what I've encountered, and I'm leaving up to the G-Technic guys to vet it. I don't think there hasn't been a whole heck of a lot that's come out in the last couple of years. People are raving about the Evo line from. fuck is the company? Geon. God dang it. Too much.
Struggling today.
Thinking too much. Yeah, the Geon Evo, like the Mose Evo and stuff like that. A lot of people have been raving about. Another thing I've kind of toyed around the idea. I've got a big detailing. I'm going to be making a trip here soon and doing some real deep dive content around things like graphene, silicon dioxide, titanium dioxide, and advanced weather testing and stuff like that. So I'll privy more to. I don't want to blow up their spot yet, but I'm going to be going and doing a really cool. I don't know if it would be a series, but at least several videos of really deep diving into the science behind these different various coatings and various detailing products specifically. But I'm also will be really immersing myself back into the detailing product system as we build out the wash and drive series.
309 GTI says, is there much of a benefit to using a fabric protectant like Geon Fabric Coat? Specifically, I'm going to coat some floor mats and also a couple pairs of shoes.
I don't think so. I don't like doing that because once you it's not like you can polish off the fabric, right? So you're putting some sort of polymer or some sort of addition. I just don't like that kind of. I've never liked it. This goes back to I don't have a lot of knowledge of this topic. This is just more of a my own snap judgment. I bought one of my very first couch. Actually, it wasn't even my couch. It was my buddy Charles bought his first couch, and he ordered the protection, like the 3M Scotch Guard protection package. It freaking ruins it. Like you might as well just put plastic on the thing. And so I don't eat cheeseburgers in the car, and so I don't find the need to do any kind of fabric protectant because you can't go back. And then I would wager to believe that once that stuff fails, it is worse than it would have been if you had just left it alone. It's like the PPF. You put PPF across the hood, and then it ends up messing up your paint.
So not only do we have the Harbor Hills HOA in chat today, we also have the Fireplace Association of Central Florida here.
I suspect this may or may not be the same guy.
We fully support Matt's decision to leave the fireplace in place. Nothing like a nice fire while the AC is running.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
All right, you got a compliment here from Luis Hernandez. Hey, Matt, I'm currently planning my own house build. Looking forward to Destination OG or Obsessed Home products to complement the garage/automotive stuff. Keep up the great work.
I'm excited for this. I'm having a lot of fun. People are like, why are you doing this? You're just wasting money and time. I'm like, oh, this is like the spice of life. This is the dream. To be able to, I know it'd probably be your nightmare, but my freaking dream. I'll move once every 6 months if I had anything to do with it. I'm having so much fun. I just, like right now, I don't want to. This is why I'm yawning, because I'm up till 2 a.m. playing with getting stuff set up and cleaning things and moving stuff around and organized, shopping for different things. It's so great. And if I'm going to be doing all this shopping and buying, I might as well provide the world with some value around it, right? And sell the stuff, not just to make a margin, but because you can't get it. Like, wait till you see the DMF lights that we do in this place. You can't go try to buy it. Good luck. You can't. You'd beat your head against the wall trying to find a deal. You'd fill out the application, and then it wouldn't call you back. And then, yeah, I'm telling you. What was the thing the other day where I had filled out the app? Oh, it was CHI doors. Remember the debacle me trying to get CHI doors? And I was talking to the guys, and he's like, at the International Builders Show, and the guy's like, no, I get these personally. We respond to these immediately. I said, I've done it like 5 or 6 times. I've never gotten a call, never gotten an email saying, hey, I have my credit card in hand. I want to buy this door. Nothing. And then I get some goofs up in Ocala that mark it up 500% because they don't know how to install it, and they're going to screw it up. So I want to make these things more readily available to us and use the engine that we've built to help share this.
Speaking of all your cleaning you're doing here, Verdict T1 on Instagram says, saw a lot of bottles of invisible glass in the moving plugs. What surfaces do you use it on for cleaning besides glass?
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, your mom uses it on everything.
Yeah. Sure. She used it on her hands.
Yeah, she's always got a bottle close by.
Yeah, I mean, all it is a diluted isopropyl alcohol, distilled water mix, just probably with a few additional additives.
Home of the Obsessed says, what do you think of Miele kitchen appliances? I saw a video recently of you exploring it at a show. I recently got a Miele, or however it's pronounced, vacuum, and it's legit.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. The style is wrong for me. I like them. I think they're probably of the highest quality. I have a Miele upright, which I don't think they make anymore, which is fine. They, like their dishwashers are interesting. We may do a Miele commercial front loader in one of the laundry rooms in the new house to complement the, we see if they actually work, because most of them don't. Yeah, I think they're great. It's just they're not the right style for me. I found some really cool stuff. Check out True refrigerators. Way cool looking refrigerators, American made, so they might be a little janky, but they look really cool. And then I can't remember this Italian company that I found that what was it? Fulgur? Yeah, Fulgar, Fulgur, that makes some really cool ranges, ovens and stuff like that I'm really interested in. Just to try some different brands. I mean, I still like Wolf Sub-Zero, but some of these things look way cool. That True refrigerator. The problem is the combination was like $43,000 for a pair instead of Wolf Sub-Zero was like 18 or something. So they've gone up like 40 or 50% in price in the last year just because of supply chain cost changes and things like that.
I supposedly, and I remember now because our buddy Brian Deal emailed me this. Mm-hmm. It's Mila or Mealy? Mealy or Mila.
Yeah. I think most people say Mila.
Mila. All right. Clap9 says, hey, Matt, I'm looking at building a detached garage around 1,200 square feet.
Yep.
Are there any drawbacks to a ceiling cassette versus mini split? It seems the cassettes seem more sleek. I think they're pretty serviceable. I mean, it's basically the same. From what I understand, it's the same deal where it's a variable refrigerant system where you run your refrigerant lines right to the cassette or right to the to the on wall normal traditional mini split. I think it just depends on the area and where you can get it. Does it affect your lighting? I also think, from what I understand, and I'm not an expert in this stuff, at least not yet. I'll never be an expert, but I don't know much about it. I think that it's extremely beneficial if you have full attic access above it to get to the piping and stuff like that on a cassette. Whereas with a mini split, it's on the wall, and I just think they're a little bit easier to service. But I don't know much about it, but I'm going to be visiting this as well when we look at our Daikin or Mitsubishi system. There are variable refrigerant systems that we're likely going to do in the house. TWXJ says, considering driving down for the upcoming open house, which is Saturday, March the 5th, by the way.
Yep.
Any hotel recommendations in the area?
The only one to stay is the waterfront in the villages. The other ones are all little. Chris would know. Yeah. Yeah, I think the waterfront is the way to go, which is in the Lake Sumter Landing, because then you can go and catch a little line dance in the square. You can go dancing with the old people. You can go have a 3 p.m. Happy hour, and be tucked in cozy in bed by by 5:30 p.m. And it's the only nicely maintained hotel around here.
It's about 10 minutes from OGH.
Yeah, it's a couple $100 a night.
Let's see. JR's Property says, hey, Matt, any thought on the retracts tonneau cover as opposed to roll and lock? I know you currently use roll and lock. Just curious if there is a distinct advantage that you saw.
I don't know. There's like a bazillion of those different, bed cover thingies. Must be a lot of margin in them. So there's all these companies. I got in my YouTube hole and I found the roll lock. I'm like, that's the best looking one I've seen. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Frank wants to know, now that your Yeti is coated, when can we expect a Santos OG meetup?
I'd like that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. I'll be the slowest guy on the nicest bike.
All right, Frank, we're going to write that down. Dylan says, hey, Matt, since you're widening your driveway, are you planning on putting an outdoor wash area with a boom pole, kind of like at your old house?
No, I don't think so. Because the new, the Mormon compound house will be, I got to come up with a better name for it. We'll have to come up with something to call it something better. But that house will have an indoor wash bay, so it won't do any outdoor stuff.
Max in the chat says, hey, Matt, have you thought about using a check valve instead of a ball valve on the outlet of your CR Spotless in your ultimate pressure washer setup?
Say that again. Check valve.
Using a check valve instead of a ball valve.
We're going to solve all that here soon. That's may or may not have something to do with the game-changing product I was talking about.
All right, let's see. We got a couple super chats here. Man, we got a lot of chats here. This is good. JR's Properties, $4.99 US. Do you have any recommendations for undercarriage surface rust removers?
No. God dang it, Chris. I'm dying here. I need to go take an afternoon nap, and I can't.
Think of product names.
I'm going to sleep on the way down to Orlando. Mike drives like a maniac with my with now my zillion-dollar cars behind it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the guy for that one. I think somebody sent me some really interesting salt removal product. They emailed it to me, but I don't remember what the heck it was. Sorry, man. I wasted your $5 there. I don't know the answer because we don't have to deal with that here, so I've never really chased it. And when I did live up north, I wasn't that deep into detailing.
Improved Garage, $9.99 US. My Mini got totaled by a hit-and-run driver this week. Do you have any experience with accidents? On the bright side, there's room in my garage now for the E92.
Yeah, zero. I haven't. And I've had my Chevy Beretta that was backed into, but then that just got dropped off at the body shop. That was in like 1997, 1998, something like that. That's the only thing I've ever had.
Redman05 says, I saw in a past video the owner of the Isle of Man green G80 wasn't a big fan of PPF. I am on the fence. Do you think it's really worth it on a daily driver?
It depends on how much you love the car and what you're going to do with it, how long you're going to keep it. So there's a number of factors. I tend to err on the side of no. Because your PPF, and you're going to, if you're driving that thing every day and you're driving lots of miles, the thing's going to get kind of patinaed up anyway. It also depends on, again, how long you think you're going to have it. I mean, to spend, $3,000 or $4,000 to have it, PPF done, it doesn't really, I don't think it really adds value to the sale, especially if you trade it in or sell it to someone who really doesn't care. What I think it does is maybe makes it sell a little quicker to somebody who would know. But the odds of that happening are much, much slimmer. So I don't know. I think it just depends on how much you like the car. If you like, I'm going to do, like I like my E92, I like the paint more, but because it's such a special car, I decided to do it. And it's hard for me to, give you any rhyme or reason. I just sort of trust my gut and what seems to make sense.
All right, thanks to James C. in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Adam Mack. Yeah. From Built Hamber. Yeah. That's what a lot of people use. And I think it's here in the U.S. now.
He said it's hard to get in the U.S., but you could try Amazon.
I want to say, I think the Clean Garage now has Built Hamber. I think, yep, there you go.
On Amazon.
It's funny. I called, what's his name, Walt Hamber or whatever his name is. I said, maybe I should do this. And so he picked these freaking guys. What an idiot. All they're going to do is just spam it all over the internet. They don't know anything about it. So, well, whatever.
There you go. Another suggestion, Deox C and Protect with Adam Mack. Good. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, thanks you guys in the chat.
Yeah, that's the Built Hammer spent a lot of, I think their background, the guy's background is in that kind of rust prevention and chemical prevention stuff.
Scott Taylor says, which model Flex vacuum have you been using in the moving house videos, and do you recommend it?
They only have 2 models. I think that's the big one, the bigger one. There's like a big one and like a medium one. They don't make it, I don't think, because it looks exact same one as the Milwaukee, and there's a couple other brands that have like the identical looking thing. It's okay. The hose is terrible. The hose is great, but it has this weird little like release where something to do with dust extraction on sanders and stuff, planers. That's really freaking annoying, but it's not the vacuum. But it's served me well, so I can't complain about it. But I wouldn't recommend it. I think you need to buy a Festool if you can get a hold of one.
Kyle York in the chat says, Sabre cabinets are fairly expensive now. Do you plan on searching for any new garage cabinets that are more cost-friendly like they used to be?
We're going to make our own. That's our next project. After we finish this project that we're working on, that's our next project. We're going to go and we're going to we'll look at what's more cost-effective. Is it building them in China or Taiwan or what was the other company, like Vietnam? And then designing them and building them ourselves, and having them contract manufactured overseas, or I'd prefer to have them made here, just depending on the cost. But I think there needs to be something in between that Sonic, Lista, Moduline, and the junk New Age stuff that everybody buys.
All right, let's see here from Wayne Freeman. He says, we've had our Miele dishwasher and laundry set a few years. The front loaders work better than everyone else's, but still can't clean like a top loader.
Okay, that's what I figured. If you're doing, especially if you're in Florida CrossFit or you're working in the yard or something, like your clothes get ruined by that. All those front loaders just lock in the funk. They clean the dirt out, but that's it. They funk crazy. So that's what I fear. Now I wonder if the Miele they have like a $6,000 one they made for like coin operated laundromats. Do they use more? Speed Queen has a similar thing. So I'd like to try those and see if that's the potential solution.
Our Canadian buddy Mike Spina says, any news on a dialed in or dialed car jack yet?
I've got 4 different jacks sitting over there that I have to unbox and start playing with. So I'm working on it.
All right, Improved Garage, $4.99 super chat. True has been in the commercial biz for years. They're legit. You bought an Electrolux vacuum at the home show. Have you used it yet?
I haven't gotten it yet, so we'll see what that's all about. I have a feeling it's sort of a multi-level marketing scheme, but we really did like the aluminum housing for that vacuum. It should be here in another 5 or 6 days, something like that.
All right, Yoshi, super chat, $9.99. Little Debbie is expanding their selection of ice cream flavors. Zebra cake, Nutter Butter, and several others.
Yeah,
I stopped and looked for the zebra cake a couple weeks ago. They didn't have it.
What is going on with this? I need this.
No.
You can't get it.
No.
Supply chain issues.
Another super chat here from Francisco Nunez, $9.99. On the OG wall solutions, what is the difference between KWS 700, K1322, K1622?
The 1622 is the entry-level machine, even though it's a little more expensive than the 1322 from an output standpoint. The 1622 you'd only buy if you're stuck with 15 amp or below circuit, which I would argue figure out a way to get 20 amps. Run metal conduit across the wall if you have to. The 1622 does 1.5 gallons a minute at around 1,000 psi. It is the quietest machine, but it's not really stout enough to get a whole heck of a lot done. You only do that if you have to. The K1322 TS is my design. I flew to New York and met Ludwig Krenzler and Uwe, his right-hand man, and the Krenzler representatives here, the importers in the U.S., Angela, and I think Jeff was still there at the time. But we sat and I started to make some traction, sold probably 1,000 pressure washers at that point, and I sort of wanted to meet with them because I wanted to convince them to take the 1622 and make it have more flow, less pressure, and have a shutoff. So the original K1622 just ran. You'd have to go turn the switch off. It didn't have a pressure switch. The current 1622 TS only exists as a response to me having the 1322 TS that was my idea. And so they did that so that way they could kind of open it up to the rest of the marketplace, which kind of sucks. But you'd only buy, and I sell both of them, but you'd only buy the 1622 if you had to. So the K1322 does, what does it do? It does 1,000 psi at like 1.9, 1.85 gallons a minute, something like that in the real world. So it does more flow, same pressure. And then the KWS 700 is a 23 amp machine, so you need a 30 amp dedicated number 6 wire with a 30 amp dedicated breaker. That one does 3.3-ish gallons a minute at around 1,200 psi when we set it up with a 7.0 nozzle. Now that one operates at somewhere around 75, 76 decibels, so it's a good 2 times louder, but it weighs 180, 190 pounds. The K1322 TS weighs 60 or 55, 60 pounds, something like that. And it's the KWS 700 is $3,600. But that's the one you want if you can do it. Now the 700 doesn't turn off automatically. It has a 30-second auto time delay, which is kind of annoying. So it doesn't have auto shut off. That's the one we use when we're doing like dedicated wash areas, like the John's Garage up in Atlanta and stuff like that.
And then his question to go along with that: which kit has the fastest availability right now with Reserve Your Spot as of right now?
1322 would be, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Mac could always, Neil has a good idea. Mac could start a hover round club at the villages. I missed the hover round. Let's see. I have a question here let's get to a couple of Porsche questions. Lavish Locker. What color 997.2 is he looking for? And does he currently have any leads on one?
I think I'm going to sit out for a while. I don't want to pay $325 or $30,000 for the car that I want. We'll see. If they run away from me, they run away from me. But I'm going to sit out. I got too many things going on at the moment. Too much awesome stuff to chase. I do want to focus on building the house. So I'm going to use that money and allocate it toward buying the house. And I'm not in a rush. I probably won't sell the GT4 right away unless somebody just offers me. So I'll keep the GT4 for now, but I'll sell that when the Touring comes in. And then we'll probably search for a 997. We'll keep an eye out. But I would want something say 10,000 miles or less. I would want either gray, black, or white, and want one that isn't like a cleaned up track mule. I'm looking for someone who had the car that's like me, that really took care of it, and chances are they didn't really know how to wash it or maintain the paint, but I can fix most of that. But something that's just been kind of sitting there and they've had their fun with it and they're moving on from it, kind of like I'm doing with my RS.
All right, along that same line, our buddy Martin asks, what is the driving experience that the 997 RS provides you that the GT4 and or GT3 RS do not? All factors of money, resale values excluded.
Yeah, I mean, the 997 is just that unicorn car that I've always wanted. It has a Metzger engine, which is a bespoke race engine, so it has a bit more rawness to it. Clutch is heavier, brakes are louder and squeakier. It's just a more visceral driving experience. I've never driven one. I've only driven a 997 GT3. It's that kind of unicorn car. It's like my E92 M3. It's the car that I want. It's from that same time era as my 2013 M3, and so I want that car long term. I also probably want a 991 as well, but the 991s they made thousands of, and they only made 541 in the U.S. and I think 70 in Canada of the 997.2 GT3 RS, and so those are not going to, I think, go down. So I guess one could argue, well, if they're not going to go down, then I should get one now. But I don't know. I'm not in a rush. I can't devote the time that I'd want to it right at the moment while we're kind of coming to completion on a lot of major projects, and I threw in moving a house in the middle of all that.
All right, we have a couple guys here in the chat. Yash says, hello, just wanted to say, love the M3 documentary video. Literal goosebumps. So high praise there for Waba and Toda.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, we're gonna do lots more. Maybe not lots more, but a fair amount more of this kind of cinematic stuff.
Deagle456 said, I just also want to say that the E92 documentary made me tear up. I had to buy some entries after watching it. Such a great video for a monumental car.
Well, it solved the thing. So just to give you a little insight into how we made that video. So we did that in one take. I wrote a framework, just kind of sitting on the couch. So I don't ever script anything, but I wrote a framework mainly for WABA so I could, and then also I keep the story organized. And so I sat and told the story in one take, and then afterwards we're like, we don't really have an intro. He's like, well, we can pull something maybe from what you said and make it an intro. And so then I started explaining. I didn't know the cameras were still on, but I just started explaining. So that intro you saw was me sort of theoretically off camera, just telling the story or telling what I would want the intro to be. And then at the end, I just walked away. It's pretty, and it turned out to be, he looked at me, he was like, I think we got it. And I was like, the camera was rolling? He's like, yep, okay. So then we wrapped it. But yeah, it turned out amazing.
Randy here in the chat says, have you played around with any of the refillable aerosol spray cans? I have Griot's version. It performs well for drying aid application and glass cleaner. An OG spec improved version will be great.
Yeah, I don't know. We've got this one bottle that I'll show you soon that's a battery-operated version. I just like the experience of a double-action press-all handheld sprayer. That's my preference. So, yeah, it's kind of like the Marilex sprayers, the pump sprayers. It's like a problem. It's a solution to a problem I don't feel like I have.
Gav Details on Instagram says, hey, Matt and Chris, I have an uplift desk and was wondering if Matt has a suggestion for wire control. The ones included with the desk did not stick for very long.
Oh, yeah, they're terrible. So you want to it's not called Bison Office anymore. It's called something, what's it called? Go to Amazon and go to past orders and type in BISON. These are hands down what you need. I need to get these things immediately and get them in the destination OGs. We're going to BISON. It's called BALT, B-A-L-T, Cable Management Tray. It's a pack of 2 and comes with screws. You have to screw it into the bottom of your desk. They're $43 a pair, and it's solid, powder-coated steel. That's what you want. I'm telling you. I bought hundreds of these things. Then you just have to you have to work for it, but then you have to run your wire through it with zip ties and stuff like that.
All right. Ruben on Instagram says, what's the ratio of N914 for a gallon of washer fluid that you guys are using these days?
I think was due to 1 to 128. It's normal dilution. If you're summertime, maybe 1 to 256. But I think we just do it in 1 to 128, like a rinseless wash, or actually that'd be a waterless wash dilution.
Joey Korger on Instagram says, have you heard from any previous giveaway winners? I'm curious to know how they're enjoying the cars / garages.
The other 2 sold their cars. You hear from Emmanuel periodically in his garage. So I think they were thinking about moving, but I think they're still there.
So the 1M and the M5 sold them, right?
Correct. Those have changed
Civic.
hands a couple of times. The Civic, he does update me periodically when he gets some stuff. So the Civic guy still owns it and loves it, and he actually PPF'd the hood and stuff. So in the front clip. So he's, from what I understand, still loving it.
All right, Meyer Tube says, I got a new Krenzla 1122 TST coming in a couple weeks. We'll be ordering your modded wand, sprayer, and nozzle today. Great channel, guys. Thanks.
Sweet.
Michelle M is here in the chat here. She says, she'll take the vacuum. If you don't like it, it can move to the B team. Michelle M from Lady Lake. Let's see. Good afternoon, Matt and Chris. A question about polishers. I currently have a Flex 3401 that I've had almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about upgrading to a Rupes.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the... How do you say that? Is that melee too?
Yeah. I don't like it.
I see you used to have it in the store, but don't anymore.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's bulky. I think the Flex is probably a little bit better. it's a little different than the Flex, but I don't like forced rotation. You'll have a real hard time going, from forced rotation to dual action, and it'll feel underpowered and stall for you. Yeah, I still prefer the Flex in a forced rotation machine. That's their specialty. Rup has made it. It's a nice machine. I just think the Flex is a little better.
Another question here that was Lamar Raxon on Instagram. What are your thoughts on the Expel Ultimate Plus PPF that was just installed in the new M3? I have a new truck on order, thinking about PPFing the front, and that's the film that my local shop uses.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, the S-Tech is better from a clarity perspective and orange peel perspective, but it's not bad. It seems to look pretty good on the M3. I need to spend more time with it. I haven't washed the car with it on it yet, but seems pretty good.
All right, Lucci's Layout says, "Hey, Matt, I love how you turned on the fireplace in your new house on day 5 after the fireplace ran the other week. Did you have a change of heart?"
No. Yeah. I'm like, well, if I'm going to have this thing, it might as well freaking, it's cold. I'm going to turn it on. That's so stupid. And then I'm like, man, it's hot. It hits you. You ever do that? It's like, it's like cold, and then bang, and then it gets way too hot. So stupid. You know what works better? A freaking thermostat on a heat pump. You just go turn it on.
Let's see. Do we have an ETA yet on when Cree lighting will be available in the store?
Yeah, I mean, it's available now. It's going to be at least a couple of months.
Vince wants to know here in the chat, "Hey, Matt and Chris, any update to you becoming an SBS dealer?"
They ghosted me. I don't know what's going on. I tried hard. I'll go for broke one more time. Say, what are you guys doing? Like, this makes no sense. So I've reached out. I'm going to be talking with Rel as well, which I would prefer. But I just don't know how good the Rel high-end stuff is amazing. I don't know if the entry-level stuff, they start at like $600, if they'd be a good solution on the low end. I need to get some of them and try them out. So that was always my, SVS is simpler. It's just a good line of subwoofers. Their speakers are terrible. They're bright and tinny sounding. They think they're great, but the subwoofers from SVS are awesome. And then they have some nice cabling that's inexpensive, and then of course they have the wireless subwoofer thingy, the wireless subwoofer receiver transmitter, which is really interesting, which I'd really like to have. And I'll get them eventually. It's just a question of whether I get them now or not. They're just, I don't know what's going on.
Lee Banfield on Instagram says, "Will reserve your spot orders still be eligible in the giveaway as long as the item is ordered under the giveaway section?"
Yes.
Good question. When does the giveaway end? That is March 15th is when that is scheduled to end. I think that's no, it's a Tuesday maybe. Huga has a super chat, $9.99. $255 or $245 for Uber turbines on stock suspension.
I don't know what that is. Is that a type of tire he's talking about? Is it some janky garbage tire? Google that term.
Uber turbines.
Yeah. And is he talking about E92 M3? What is that? Oh, okay. Now I get it. He's talking about the Tesla wheels. The wheels.
Those things.
Yeah. 255s for no. I don't know if they'll fit. I put 245s. I think the 255s would still fit. Now it makes more sense. I'm an idiot. I was talking some tires. That's like some new janky, tire or something. So he's talking about the stock Tesla Model 3 wheels. The 245s look great. Big improvement over the stock size. That's 235, and getting rid of the Pirellis, and then to Michelin's, and getting rid of those like big foam blocks that are inside. I think I would try 255s if stock suspension with no spacers. 255s I think will fit no problem.
All right, Michael C. wants to know, can I use Terminator on rubber trim?
Yes. Just be careful. You don't want to go crazy with it. I think Terminator's better than doing, using IPA. You don't want to dry out your rubber. Terminator leaves something interesting behind, some sort of oil or solvent behind or something that really works well with rubber. And then it makes it more acceptable for like a wheel or dressing.
Steve Rosales wants to know, how many entries are there so far for the giveaway? I don't know, Steve. That's a good question.
This is our most successful giveaway by far.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, I would think. I think there's probably about 2,500 people entered, something like that, and then various levels of entries depending on how much money they've spent. So let's say you spent $1,000. I would say you'd probably have 1 in a couple thousand chance. Would be a fair wager. Yeah, maybe if you spent $1,000, you'd probably have a 1 in under 1,000 chance. Actually.
Yeah, we usually share about what it is when we're done, but we still have a long way to go. If you think about it, we're
barely. We're not even halfway through.
Today's the 18th of February. We got a month almost to go. So
yeah. So we're not quite halfway through. So it's been great. It's been really successful. I really appreciated everybody buying stuff and making me want to do these things more, where we do some fun stuff to engage people.
All right, I looked up our gal Cheryl, who got the gift card. She didn't want the cookies, but she got the gift card. It still has $100 balance left on the gift card.
Nice.
So
I like that.
Cheryl and whatever her husband's name is have not spent it yet. Then update on the Ego stubbies. We've sold 1,096. People ask about that every week. So 1,096. We're hoping to get a shipment of 1,000 when they come for the first time. Eric Sanchez wants to know if you have any plans for the dog for a dog house at the new house. Or is he an indoor dog?
No, he's indoor. Yeah, I'm thinking about a dog door because he annoys the crap out of me. Go outside, inside, outside. Bark, no bark. It's driving me nuts. He gets worse by the day.
All right, let's see here. Vince wants to know, can Sonic MSS or MSS Plus cabinets be wall mounted? I think y'all typically leave them on the ground, but I'm not sure.
You can. They're not designed to do that, so you'd have to modify them a little bit. But yes, you can be. They can be wall mounted for sure.
Hallers, a friend of ours from overseas, says, hey, Matt, check out the new Suntech Reaction. Been working with a bunch of films and haven't seen any as smooth to the touch and how clear it is.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
C-Max says, should I feel bad if I absolutely love washing and vacuuming my car, but I absolutely hate polishing my car?
Yeah, nope. I hate doing pretty much all of it. I just love the result. So, yeah, I think that's pretty normal.
DJ Matt wants to know, do you invest in crypto, and if so, which ones?
I've been thinking about this term a lot, in investing. It's not really you're either speculating in crypto or you're adopting crypto is the way I look at it. The investing part is a bit nonsense, I think. I think it's I think a lot of the speculative nature of it has made it viable as a potential long-term currency. So I think of it more of are you going to adopt it? And if you're adopting it, then you would have some in it. But it's like, do you adopt a bank account? And if you adopt a bank account, then you would be paid some interest for it to sit there. So I have about $25,000 in Ethereum and Bitcoin, and just said I don't even know what is it worth. I don't know. I don't care. Just to understand how a wallet works, understand how how I would use it, which of course isn't very viable at the moment to really use it for it's not for widespread circulation. The other thing that I think is really interesting is the decentralized aspect of finance that's coming and is evolving to be able to borrow money without all the bureaucratic nonsense. Like if you're going to buy a house and you've adopted blockchain based currencies, and you can just do it based on your worthiness, not this whole nonsense of paying all these weird taxes and fees and document stamps and all that. But the thing I find really interesting is that people, I would argue that the vast majority of people that are Bitcoin or cryptocurrency heavy would be ones that would be very reluctant to pay a professional to manage their stock or bond or mutual fund portfolio, and yet they're paying pretty exorbitant fees to trade in something. And the only reason why it seems more realistic to pay these exorbitant fees is that they've largely gotten large returns. When you get large returns and you get nickel and dime, it's kind of like when you have more money, you can tend to be more loose with it. At least I certainly have been. you are generally tighter with your money as when you have less. And so the interesting thing, since the returns have been so significant on the speculative side of it, if you've seen substantial, in general, even if you do it on like a platform where it's where you're essentially a wholesale platform, it's still very costly to trade. Much more costly than the equity markets. But yeah, I view it as adoption. I don't have time to piddle around with trying to get rich off of something that is very unlikely to get rich off of. You would have had to have been much earlier in. And if you had spent that much time and energy doing that, then you would have made money on anything you did. So my Bitcoin is called Obsessed Garage, and everybody's Bitcoin should be their chosen path. But it's one of those things that if you've adopted cryptocurrency and you've really spent your life on it, and you're really passionate about it, you could probably make some money doing that. But you could have done the same thing doing anything. Go become a plastic surgeon, become an MD and become a plastic surgeon, start a buy here, pay here, business, start a chain of gas stations, you figure out how to beg, borrow, and steal and get a McDonald's franchise. Who knows? You could put in, I think in order to really make money at that, unless you're just a lucky person, you're adopting something, you're going to call it an investment. You'd have to invest in exorbitant and disproportionate amount of time in order to really become an expert in that, I think. But maybe that's naive thinking. I just don't have a passion for that kind of stuff.
From 04 SVT Cobra in the chat. Hey, Matt, can you tell us more about the red stool you've been using on the most recent car washes?
No, that's just the U-line step stool that I grabbed that was in the corner because my Viper chair was nowhere to be found. Yeah, you don't want that. It's like the free little tool chest step stool we used to get on the second shelf of the... Yeah, it's junk.
SS says, do you have any specific products that you would recommend to protect indentions and imperfections in leather seats from a baby car seat?
One, get the proper car seat. Forget all this nonsense. We've ranted about this before. There's no expiration date on nylon. It's like it has a half-life of like 150,000 years. That's one. Two, don't give me this crap about, Britax is the best, and Britax has a freaking razor blade around it that cuts your seat in half. Just go to like a fancy baby place. I found that, it's been several years. I'm sure there's been more companies come out, but Maxi-Cosi was the smoothest. So Kiko, CICCO, or Chico, I think it's pronounced Kiko, and then Maxi-Cosi always had the best bases, and so that's what I always bought. And then I used the Prince Lionheart little cover to put that, which with the Maxi-Cosi you could probably get away with not even doing that. Really, the Prince Lionheart is to catch all the nonsense garbage that your little dirtball kids throwing all over the place.
Popcorn.
That funk, the crumbled up Cheez-It funk. How about why can't the kids just eat when they get home? Why do they have to eat in the car? I don't understand. Do you eat in the car? Well, you probably do, but
yes, I do.
Why? Why are you eating in the car?
So I'm hungry.
What?
I have a 35-minute commute. That's way too long.
Yeah. But what are you eating? Go eat here and then eat there. Why are you doing this? Like, you're drinking and eating. Is it more efficient that way or something? Are you just bored and you're
have
hungry?
A little snack on the way home sometimes. On the way home. Get my protein shake after the gym.
This
can't wait 35 minutes.
It doesn't make any sense. It's 35 minutes. What about the other 24 hours in the day? 23 hours and 25 minutes. So why do your kids have to be eating in the car? This is why I argue with Michelle all the time. Well, kids do whatever you teach them. But I'm complaining about it. I didn't teach them anything. So, she taught them everything. But why? I don't understand. Yeah, it's always the dumbest moms that are always like, they're crazy about their car seats, and they get the most garbage car seat that has the best reviews. Stop reading reviews, people. Reviews are for people who eat in the car. Is that not? It's true.
Oh man.
It's like what? It's so stupid to me. I sometimes I have a water bottle because I had it with me, and I went to the gym and had a water bottle because they don't have a water fountain. I wish they just had a water fountain. I'd bring a water bottle, and then I'd take a big giant swig of water before I leave, and take another big giant swig of water when I get home. Why do I need it in between the whole time?
Maybe you should buy a water fountain for the gym like you bought the rower. You could put your name on it.
So find that there's these high-end baby stores. Don't listen. Don't have a salesman get there. Say, get out of here. Don't give me your top-rated, best-reviewed nonsense. They're being reviewed by the morons. Why would you want to read reviews? That's so funny. I see that the active video where I'm giving people a real hard time, and that's like it's one of the more heavily viewed videos. That and the Sun Joe. Well, the reviews say it's bad. I said, well, why are you reading reviews? The dumbest people in society are the ones that are reviewing, that are writing reviews. And the only people that are doing that are ones that would think broke. It's a $200 pressure washer. It's like if you buy a $200 car seat for a kid, it's probably junk. Well, they're going to grow out of it. Well, you're worried about your freaking reviews and your ratings. I want the cheapest, highest rated. So I want one that's garbage and reviewed by the dumbest people. How about ask Uncle Matty? Take me with you to the fancy store, and I'll tell you in 25 seconds by looking at it which one's the best one. Well, Matt, you don't understand. They do crash safety tests, and you got to make sure you check the expiration date on plastic and nylon. This is going to outlast a nuclear fallout. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Josh has a T-shirt idea here. Reviews are for people who eat in the car.
That's.
And then Kyle says, I'm eating in my car right now. Good for you, Kyle. Keep it up. Have a bite for me. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. And he's texting while watching this video.
Not very safe.
Actually, you know what? I would love to be able to go eat in the car and drive and text and all that crap. It'd be awesome. I can barely make it down the street. Man. So I'm doing all this complaining. Maybe I should just be a little bit more regular, like the rest of you eating, review reading weirdos. What's that? Artings, and they go to artings.com. They say that LG TV is not as good as the Samsung QLED. First of all, there's no such thing as QLED. It's freaking LCD. You review readers.
I think we visited this site before. Oh yeah.
So here's an example how you do this if you're freaking not a baby. So I'm looking for a sound bar, a new one, something different. The blue sound I don't like. The Klipsch one. Oh god dang. I did not go to Artings to find it. Yeah. So click on, what does it say?
Best sound bars. Here we go.
It's going to be a LG $120. The Samsung, even better. How much is that thing? C price.
C price. Best Buy. It sends us to Best Buy.
You'll click on it. Where are we going?
Oh,
$1,500.
Yeah, $1,549.
Shoot. Well, there goes my argument. Oh boy.
Let's see.
Bose. No way. 8.2. By whom? I want to meet the people that are reviewing this.
Sonos Arc.
Sonos. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Nakamichi.
Yeah. Keep going. Nope.
Sonos Beam.
Nope.
Best one under 500. There you go. Vizio.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
Best budget soundbar Vizio.
So I don't look at any of this ever. It's useless. It's written by people who eat in the car and carry a water bottle around everywhere they go. They got like little things and a little clip, and they carry it everywhere they go, and they drink a combined 1/10 of that water bottle a day, right? And it probably bench press like 77 pounds max, right? All noodle arm wobblies. Have a 9.5 inch vertical. Can't even touch the net, on the and they're 6'3". Can't no, because they're normally 5'7". And so those are the people that are doing the reviews on this stuff. They don't know jack. And so you go to, but here's how I do it. Just start searching. Right? Start Google search. I want the most expensive sound bar. Start there. And it usually takes you to some LG $400 sound bar. So I'm starting to look, well, what's the best one? And then I start to search the brands that I know of. So there's the Sennheiser Ambio that I bought, which is really interesting. And so then what I do is I don't want to go to some goofy review site. I want to go to Sennheiser. And I want to read it, and I want to watch the video. And I can tell, my gut will tell me, is this, are we on the right track? And then what I might do, I'm not looking for a review. Reviews are freaking stupid. I'm looking for a video. Just show me what it is. I don't need you telling me if you think it's good. Unless it's someone like Audio Advice. Audio Advice is like the Obsessed Garage of audio stuff, where I wish they would tell you more. Buy this one. This is the one you want to get. And then you take a leap. But you don't go to Artings and looking for the best budget sound bar.
There you go. Yours has 13 speakers in it. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll see. It might be junk, but
13 speaker sound bar. All right, back to a couple questions here. That was a good rant. People are liking that one. Hundo Legal Group. I recently dealt with the same TV over the mantle issue. I chose the motorized mantle mount MM860.
So here's the problem with the mantle mount that I don't like. I wish the mantle mount didn't articulate from left to right, because it articulates from left to right, it means it's always going to be sitting a little wonky. So I did buy the frickin' mantle mount, which I know I'm going to hate, but I did it anyway because it's, we got a stupid fireplace and we got to be able to move the TV down. So I did it, and we're going to frame it out and make it custom and try to make it so the TV, because 99% of the time the thing's just going to sit on the wall when I'm eating cleansing my palate with some Cheez-Its and everything else I can gorge on while I'm making my supposedly healthy meal, like a steak or something like that. I'm going to be standing up in the kitchen, and I want to be able to see something going on in the B. We call it the B team room, the second string room. And so that's what. So I bought the mantle mount because, guess what? They got the Samsung TV hanging on the wall, the piece of garbage. It's all set up. Kate walks over, turns on my 83-inch Sony OLED with all my Dyne Audio contours, and she's occupied. She's watching freaking SpongeBob with bars on the side. I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of my room. I like this room better. The TV's too high in there. That TV I can't see, because it looks terrible. It's all washed out looking. Like, how do people do this? Just wait. Save some money. Get a better TV. It's a microcosm of your life, Chris.
Oh, man.
It all connects. You're eating food, driving down the road, drinking Red Bull, and you got a couple of half-empty bottles of Zephyr Hills. Why are you drinking Zephyr Hills water? It's killing you slowly. And you're watching your Vizio or your Samsung 80. I want the biggest TV I can get. And I can just see dorks standing there with their arms crossed at Best Buy. And they walk right past all the good stuff, because it's too much, because they've allocated too much of their money to Red Bulls and water bottles, bottled water. Drink from the tap in your kitchen from your, hopefully, Zip Hydro tap someday, but, really should be from your, filtered and conditioned water. You don't have to be buying Zephyr Hills water bottle, and you end up with a much better place in your life. It's not too much. I'm going to start to have I'm going to build a college. Maddie's life lessons.
Well, Rephrased has a good idea for you then. He says can we buy a pocket Maddie so that when we go, we can ask him easily when we're buying stuff. So you just pull out the little pocket Maddie and
I don't always know the answer, but you got to immerse yourself into it. Sometimes you got to be willing to make mistakes. But I'm telling you, it's a much bigger mistake to read a bunch of morons think about something you're thinking about buying. So, well, Matt, you don't understand. This is how this works. It's a general consensus of how many, lots of people. Mm-hmm. So it's like subprime mortgages. You can put a bunch of subprime mortgages together in a CDO. It's still going to go to zero. Just because there's a lot of idiots in one pool doesn't mean that you get a good result. You can't law of large numbers away stupid.
All right, a couple of things here. AK, he says something it sounds like you would say. It's just a car. Buy one to eat in and one not to eat. And then Kyle checked in here. He's the one eating in his car right now. He's on lunch. He's parked. He's not driving and texting and watching and eating all at the same time. So good, Kyle. Glad you're safe. Oh, man. It's good stuff. Oh, Julian, I know this answer. We'll ask you anyway. Matt, do you prefer epoxy floors or polished concrete?
Polished concrete. Don't do epoxy. Epoxy's for grandmas and people who read reviews.
Our buddy Martin, super chat here, $9.99. These review writers who are eating in their cars, do you think they're eating their Subway sub with lots of shredded lettuce?
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Gross.
Oh, man.
That's something you can agree on with me.
Oh, yes.
Shredded lettuce. Why would you want that filler? Like what? There's no nutritional content. You've got your bottles of water that are half empty anyway, right? Sitting in your car in every cup holder. And what does it do? It just fills your sandwich. How about put another 2 slices of meat in that place?
Double meat.
Yeah. Double meat, double cheese. No lettuce. It's gross. Tastes bad. Half the time it tastes like dirt. Freaking stupid. Oh, yeah, give me some of those veggies. It's not it's freaking water and disgusting green dirt. Stupid.
Eric Robinson in the chat. You've made him actually laugh out loud, he says. Noodle-armed review readers. He liked that.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? These guys, they can't even do a push-up, let alone bench, 185 or something like that. Forget it.
Oh, man.
They've never even sniffed at a pull-up in their life. Not one.
Neil White says, drinking from the tap in Florida. Florida water is nasty.
Well, that's why you got to get a Connecticut system. Or potentially a new system that I'm working on.
All right. What does Matt's shrink think about all this built-up anger?
I get it all out. Yeah. This is why I need to get it out. This is why I let you, the people.
I should be billing you for this.
I send it out to the people.
Oh, man. Pocket Maddie's response will always be, don't be stupid.
Michelle says, Chris is pretty good. Every single time you insult him at least 10 times, and he just laughs it off.
It's true.
Oh, boy. You're storing it all up. It's all stored up. You're coming here and rage. About 10 years from now, you're coming here start yelling into the microphone. Just like that's one straight 35-second scream. Your face turning blue.
Oh, man.
I'll just be looking at you like... What did you just read an Artings review and you got your TV and it was a bunch of garbage? Oh, boy.
I get all my TVs from you. I don't have to worry about that. Just get your old ones. All right, this is from Mooser 2001 on Instagram. He says, I know you've said you have little interest, but why not become obsessed with lawn care? You're already on your second project in 2 years.
Nope.
With your most important one just over the horizon.
Nope.
He has a four-pronged approach here, though, for you.
Okay.
You'll be killing 4 birds with 1 stone.
Okay.
1, exercise. It's a great workout.
Yep, don't care about that.
2, your landscape will be amazing.
Nope, don't want it.
3, you can start merchandise in that arena. It's a massive market.
I don't want to be selling a bunch of phosphates and stuff. It's gross.
4, you'd feed that OCD Reward Center beers with some amazing stripes in the turf.
No, don't care.
How about a collaboration with the lawn care nut? He handles the Freedom Factory down there with Cletus.
No one wants to do that. He doesn't want to come and cater to some guy who doesn't give a crap about it. I just want it to look good and just pay the bill. I can't. You have to understand, like I think most of you do, like I'm wound tightly. There's only so much room, and then just look at all the crap that I'm into. It's insane. Can't do another one. Can't do it. It's too much.
Let's see.
That's why.
Can't do it all. Neil White. Hey, Matt. I watched an old episode of The X-Files last night where an HOA president was killing the residents for breaking rules. Made me think of your rants on HOA.
That's good. X-Files, man. I guarantee I've seen that. I've seen every episode of The X-Files.
Danny Lou has a good question. We may have done one of these, but I don't recall. Hey, Maddie, could you do a video on cable management? I've been trying to do mine from my desk, but can never get the cables looking right. Also, what do you do with the excess length of the cables?
It's hard, man. I marvel at like the guys that do home theaters and like because mine is not. I've got so many wires back there. It's so difficult. a lot of it comes down to having the right, either tracks. Like a desk is a little easier to do than like behind like my restoration hardware, the TV stand. It's like darn near impossible to do it properly. Yeah, I'm not an expert in that. I do the best I can, but that's an art form that some people are just really good at.
There is a video from the Atlanta garage, but you don't go into great detail on that, but it kind of shows some in there. You may want to check that out. The desk setup is what we're talking about there. All right, last questions here from Anthony B. Any cabinets that you can recommend besides Sonic or Sabre?
Lista, Moduline, that's it.
And then someone asked earlier about the faucet in your sink. When you go and thump it and make sure it's metal or whatever, what is the brand that you prefer there?
You want either Roll, ROHL, or Newport Brass. I prefer Newport Brass. Is a little more practical. Roll was really, really expensive. But yeah, Newport Brass is the way to go. They have there's like 2 or 3 of their like 20 designs that I think look really good. And those are metal. Not only are they metal, but they even have better chase. Inside when you pull the head down. They have swiveling, and it's all metal. It's like that accordion style snakeskin looking metal thing inside tube. I think that's the way to go. I have a Kohler on our new house. It's not gonna last. I told myself now just leave it alone. Well, yeah. All
right, and John says here before we go, he got his bucket vinyls today, and he likes them a lot.
Nice.
Excellent, John. That's cool. All right, so we'll be back next week, and then a couple of dates for you. March the 5th is a Saturday. That's the open house at OG, if you want to come. And then that following Saturday, those of you up in the Spokane area, is the meetup. Check out Facebook for that, or you can email us, and we'll get you in touch with the right people. So we got to go finish getting ready for BMW Invasion tomorrow, and we'll see you next week.
See ya. Thanks for being here. Later. Oh, speaking of my sound bar, just